guys, my name is Anu and I am a third year medical student at St. George's University. Welcome to my channel. So for today's video, I will be talking to you guys about 10 things that I wish I knew before medical school. So before we get into it though, have you subscribed? If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and press that subscribe button below. It would just add joy to my soul. So please do that, okay? And if you would like to see more videos like this or get notified when I post, also hit the notification bell as well. So let's get into it. The first point is prioritizing personal time is a must. I put this one as the first point because it is so important, okay? You can't spend every second studying, nor should you try to. Medical school is long and challenging, but you and your wellness are still the priority. So make sure you take breaks, whatever it is that you have to do to make sure you are okay. Because if you're not okay, then you'd see that in every other thing that you do, in your grades. It just affects your entire life. So taking you time is important. And I know one myth about medical schools is that there's no time for anything else. And to an extent that is true, but there's always time for what you make time for. And you and your wellness definitely top priority. And for me personally, how I did that was in medical school, I would exercise sometimes or take walks or just have, a chill and casual conversation with my friends and just not do any such of studying on like certain times. There were time periods that I would block out just for doing nothing, just because I needed to recharge, and then I go back and reattack the books. The second one is asking for help isn't a sign of weakness. I'm going to say it again for the people at the back. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness, okay? I know a lot of medical students, were at the top of their class in their undergraduate or whatever they did before medical school. And so you're used to people being the ones coming to ask you for help. But medical school is not wired that way. You can't do medicine by yourself. You need people. You need to be able to ask for help. If it's pride or fear or whatever it is that prevents you from doing it, you have to say bye to that, okay? Asking for help only makes you better. And in turn, people ask you for help as well. So it's like I pull you up, you pull me up, and we both just keep going up. The third one is to resist comparing yourself to others, okay? This is so important because everybody is on a different journey at different paces. Yes, you're all in medical school, but what you're doing should not affect what I'm doing. We're not the same. We're wired differently. The way you study is different from the way I study. The way you process information is different from the way I process information. And so it should be that way. I mean, obviously learn from others and, pick out the good and incorporate it into your life if you can. But make sure you don't get into a habit of comparing yourself to others. Plus also, the way somebody might appear might not be exactly what it is, There are people who appear to have their lives together and planned and scheduled and everything. But it may not be so, and you're here comparing yourself, being like, oh, my life is not like that. I haven't, pre-read 1 month in advance. What that person is doing is not your concern. Just focus on you and continue to be the best that you can be. That's all that matters. The fourth point is that self-studying is everything, okay? Yes, you can go to lectures and learn from lectures, but what you learn from lectures is probably like 5% of what you need to know. Your lecture notes are obviously a good resource, but at the end of the day, it's you sitting down to, pick up your books, pick up your pen, your highlighters, whatever you need, and digesting the information that actually helps you learn. I learned that eventually. My fifth point is that scheduling is everything, okay? Personally, for me, my life is unproductive when I don't have a schedule. And that's one thing I've learned. For me, my scheduling involves putting a time down. Okay, from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., I film a YouTube video, for example. I know there are people who do to-do lists and just tick things off. I don't like it that way. I prefer knowing exactly what I'm going to do at what point in time. And sometimes I don't finish everything on my schedule. Sometimes I do. It's all part of life. The sixth point is that your support system matters, okay? You need a good support system. I'm so grateful for my friends and my family. There are times in medicine, which I think I'll mention a bit later, that you start to question if you're even worthy of being there. And, you need people around you who love you enough to remind you that you are. So although medical school might seem like our entire world right now, if you think big picture, you also realize that you're going to need friends to help you through the journey. And so even as you're studying, make sure you're also reaching out to people, being kind to people, and also making a little circle around yourself, a support system. Number 7, which is kind of related to the 6th point, is that you will question why you wanted to do medicine a couple of times, and that's okay. Everybody does at some point in time. Maybe you have not done well on an exam or a test, or you thought you knew something but turns out you didn't. Things like that happen. For me personally, I just cry it out and I'm good after one cry, but for you it might not be that. Just trust me and know that you'll get over it. It will happen. You'll be like, oh my gosh, what am I doing here? Am I even supposed to be here? I don't fit in, or I kicked the camera. When those time comes, again, refer to point 6, where you have your support system that can help you get through those times. But just know that it's part of the process. There's such a thing as imposter syndrome, and imposter syndrome is when someone feels like they're not being successful despite evidence that shows that they are. I'm going to put the exact definition somewhere on the screen, but it does happen, and that's okay. Make sure you, in those times, again, prioritize yourself, reach out to your support system, and you will get through it, okay? The 8th thing is that failures and mistakes are okay. Not every test or exam that you write in medical school is going to be perfect, but you have to remember that at the end of the day, one failed test doesn't mean that you're not cut out for medicine. Life happens, mistakes happen. What is important is that you can pick up, learn from the mistakes, and move on. And fortunately, in a lot of medical schools, test scores don't determine residency placements and all of those things. It's your USMLE scores and your board exams that determines that for most schools that I'm aware of. So thankfully, even if you fail one test, you can just go back, relearn the material, make sure you know where you went wrong, and then make sure you study it more for your board exams. Number 9 is that your weekends are no longer a thing, okay? Weekends are just gone. It's not a thing. We don't know her. We never met her. She's not part of us. We don't do that. I know I saw a meme once that somebody was holding a bunch of paper and then let it go. It's like, it's the weekend, I don't have to study. And then the next picture, they had to pick it back up and JK, I'm a medical student. That's literally the truth. The only weekends we get are after tests or exams, and that's okay. We signed up for it, so it is what it is. Number 10, and my final point, is that you should not be too hard on yourself. You have to be kind to yourself, because life will be hard on you and certain things will be hard on you. So you have to remember that you're only human, and it's okay to fall down and come back up, and just remember to be kind to yourself. It's so important, okay? That's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. If it was, please give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you have not. And I would also love to hear from you guys in the comment section. If there are any videos that you want me to do, go ahead and let me know in the comment section. If you have a question for me, go ahead and let me know in the comment section as well. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.